Matt wants me to tell my UFO story. He thinks no. You want me to tell this because people you want me to because every time I've told this story, people think I'm crazy, and Matt wants me to tell the story so people will think I'm crazy. I saw an unidentified object in the sky that was flying. An unidentified flying object. I was with my youngest son. He had come over for dinner. It was a summer evening. I can't tell you what year it was. It had to have been. I was still out in Sacramento at the time, so that had to have been in New York for 8. So say 10 years ago. 10, 11 years ago, something like that. And so I'm standing out in the driveway because his car was there, and he just had dinner with us, and he was ready to go home. And I'm standing there talking to him, and all of a sudden, over the top of our house comes this thing. And there's no navigation lights on it, none whatsoever, the kind that required of all airplanes in the U.S., the world really. No navigation light. It's a very soft light, and it looks like it has kind of a fabric walls to it. It looks like a lampshade, for heaven's sakes. It looks like one of those short lampshades they have on, the desk lamps, stuff like that are short lamps, and they have short lampshades. It looked like a short lampshade. And I looked up, and I said to my son, I said, Brad, look at this. And he turned around and goes, whoa. And we just stood there and watched this thing fly right over the top of us. It couldn't have been 1,000 feet. So it wasn't way up there. It was right there where you could see it. And there wasn't a sound. There was no motor. There was no engine. There was no propeller. There was no jet engine. There was nothing. It just floated right on by us. It was pretty good size, about the size of a commercial airplane. And it was going from north to south, so I'm standing there and we're watching this thing, and it's flying south, and it got further and further away, and it was hard to tell whether it stopped or not, but it looked like it did. And I could see further away, heading toward us and toward this object, were some landing lights on a couple of planes that were coming in their landing pattern into the area. And it looked like this object had stopped. I don't know what it was. Never seen anything like it. No noise, no nothing. It was flying. It was lit. Not brightly, very softly. So it looked like it was stopped, and then all of a sudden, as these planes were coming closer, it shot to the west at a 90-degree angle from where it had been flying. It shot to the west in a streak and went, I don't know, a couple miles, and then stopped again and just stayed there. And as these planes got closer, there was a flame for just a second or two, and this thing shot straight up into the sky and disappeared. So I tell this story. You're starting to smirk at me. So the next day, I got my local radio show. I go on the air. It covers all of Northern California. I said, oh, man, I saw this thing last night, and it went right over the house, and I did the whole description. And I got a call from a Greyhound bus driver who was driving from San Francisco and saw it. I got a call from an El Dorado County sheriff deputy who saw it. I got a call from a woman who lived up in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountain range who saw it. So I mean, and my son saw it. So there, I mean, I know I called the FAA and I said, "Do you guys have?" Nope. They didn't ask me if I'd been drinking. I had not been drinking. I was completely sober. We just had dinner. So I don't know what it was, but Matt always, we haven't told this story in a long, long time, but it had to have been 10, 12 years ago when this happened. So I don't know what it was. I didn't see any little green men. I didn't see any little red Martians. I didn't see anything other than I saw this object. It was definitely flying. I don't know what it was. I'm guessing it was some sort of government secret flying something or other. No engine, no noise. No, I mean you would not have heard it if we were not outside, we would never have heard it go over our house. So I don't know if that was a government vehicle that I did not identify that was flying, an unidentified flying object. Never seen anything before or since. I don't know if there are visitors that are checking us out. I don't know if we're the only ones in space. At this news conference with Stephen Hawking, a Russian billionaire, Yuri Milner, he's putting up $100 million to go look for life out there. And Stephen Hawking says, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world that we're not alone. This is Yuri Milner describing how vast the search for aliens will be.
The scope of our search will be unprecedented. 1 million nearby stars, the galactic center, the entire plane of the Milky Way, and 100 nearby galaxies.
$100 million. He's not the first one. Others have put up money as well. What do you think? I mean, this is his money, so he can do whatever he wants with it. I presume it'll lead to some jobs. I don't know. The government gets involved with taxpayer dollars. They're probably calling up the government right now to do this sort of stuff. I love this stuff. I love the photos that we have of Pluto. That's where this started. The thing that's taking those photos is still going out beyond Pluto, taking more photos. Stephen Hawking is one of the smartest guys ever on Earth, says, oh, yeah, it makes sense that there's life out there. Do you think there's life out there? Have you ever seen an unidentified object in the sky? I have. I think people are afraid to admit it because everybody thinks they're nuts. I'm not nuts. Phone number here is, I don't need to be in by 11 p.m. and I don't need to stay away from the liquor store. Phone number is 866-859-2788. Is there life out in the universe beside us?